PSI.
Why not?
It should, for safety reasons, list the PSI in that thing.
That's what I thought. I always thought.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
so much an air compressor. Like I said, it's like a vacuum motor.
Yeah, vacuum. Your typical house vac can get like 20 psi.
Like I said, it's like a
Wow.
vacuum motor.
Yeah, vacuum.
Fucking.
Your
Hello, everyone.
typical
I
house
just
vac
think
can get like 20 psi.
I think that this podcast sucks. Get it? Vacuum?
I'm sorry, everybody. I just lost the will to live at this point.
Dude, I think we all needed that. That is what we do this for. I troll everyone and everything is A-okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone to the sensational Black and Yellow Otaku Gamers podcast featuring Black himself, Blacktron, aka Too Dark, Can't See Him at Night. Below me, Marky Mark, Commander Cluck Cluck. Oh shit, my boy. Next to him is Rokutsu. I can't think of a better name for him. He's just white. Most Asian guy here. He's white. Got him. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, my boy Nick's down there. No Aloha today because we got, his articles weren't good enough, so he just kind of had to, just kidding.
Literally.
Well,
We
yeah,
just
due to
karate chopped
some
him.
technical issues, we've lost Aloha, and he will be back in 2 weeks. He is doing his thing.
Lost but not forgotten.
No, we can never forget that guy. My boy, Mohizi Fushizi, Manizi. Well, yeah. So this week, I'm gonna remember to change the title of the podcast. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about the mid-season of anime for what is this season?
Summer? No, spring.
Spring. Yes. So we're gonna talk about spring, mid-season. What it do? What are we all watching besides this shit right here? This Attack on Titan shit.
All that good shit.
All right, just talk about Attack on Titan already. I hate you guys. They waited all this time to talk about it, and now I could just leave. I could just go under my desk and they can go have their talk. Fuck you
That's
guys.
why I need to learn to sculpt up better stuff. But I have like a little minifig that I built up.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, no one cares.
It's a bunch of 40k pieces, but yeah, this gives me hope. This gives me hope that one day,
Someone will end my life.
yes. Anyway, no. So Attack on Titan. Honest to God, I don't know if it's a combination of me having low expectations going into it, or just it being above par. But I've been nothing but happy with how this season's rolled out. This season has been a blast. It's just been really good. It's reminded me of a lot of things, and Kenny teased me about it, but truth be told, it's so much better animated than it is just in standard manga form, because you actually get this depth, this sensation when you're actually watching them fly through the air and attacking the Titans, or the transformation scenes are just amazing when they have that thunder crack. The audio is a little okay when it comes to sound effects, but damn, it is just, I love the visuals.
So it's just colossal. Am I right?
Yes, that was great.
Kenny's not the only one that can do it.
Kenny seems a little armored right now. He seems very defensive.
Okay, everything's fine. So, yeah, I actually know nothing about Attack on Titan, but I was, just chilling, watching, looking on, I think I was on Twitter or something, and I happened to see, a clip from Attack on Titan, and it was Eren fighting, was it the Armored Titan, I think, and
Did
he
he have
was.
armor on?
I wish I had armor on. It's like just. All right, so yeah, they were fighting, and he used Annie's move that Annie
Yeah.
taught him, and I was just like, all right, this is really good animation. I'm actually really impressed. I was new that studio and that director was really good, so I had nothing but high expectations for a series such as this. So I shouldn't expect anything less from Attack on Titan. If I get less, then that would piss me off, and I think that's another reason why I don't want to watch the show, because I don't want to ruin um, like any perception I may have right now. Because I don't think it's a bad show because I haven't watched it enough to know. But I just don't want to give it the shot and then hate it.
I guess a part of it is coming from the point of view of someone who knows the future of this and knows how all of this pieces just
So you
together
came back
perfectly.
from the past. Oh, yeah.
Yes, from the future.
From the future.
But I mean, honestly, if you got into it right now, I
You'll
remember
have
when
fun.
I was reading this piece, I was like, all right, this is kind of retarded. How are they going to tie this together? This is jumping the shark. This is, oh, on the other side of the lake, you were actually on an island and you're being controlled by aliens. That's the story. That's the plot. And I'm just kind of like, what, what? Now that's not Attack on Titan, but I'm just saying
I
the
was
qual
extremely confused.
that was
I was
that
too. I
was
had no idea where he was going with this.
no, there's an actual show that's very similar to Attack on Titan, where it's these like magical individuals who are just like super powerful, and you find out later on it's like, oh no, actually you're powerful because the people who control you from like across the lake, it's just a huge ocean. They're super futuristic. They just splice alien pieces into you, and that's what gives you your power. And you're like, what? But this isn't about magic and demons and high fantasy. Nope. You assholes are just actually our science experimentation ground. We just experiment on you. It's not that bad. It's actually really well done.
Well, would you
But that's the sort of
say?
shit.
Would you say that's bad?
That in that scenario, yes, I loved that show. It was all right. For anyone who wants spoilers, just turn off your ears for like 15 seconds. But this is from Claymore, which the anime doesn't even
Oh,
touch on.
gotcha.
Okay.
But the manga, like if you get to, there's a point where everyone.
So
tells
there's a
you, like,
reason why
there's
they didn't do
comments.
this, because I don't think anyone who created the series would want that animated for
Yes.
an animation standpoint. Like I feel that if you're a studio that's making this into an anime, you see some shit like that, you're like, nope, nope, not doing it, not doing it. I know
You're
that's just
absolutely
gonna
right.
drop right in popularity so fast.
And again, like I said, there's like this wall of comments, and I was reading it online where people were allowed to put like annotations, and the page was covered. Just stop here, stop. This is where they jump the shark. This is where it gets retarded. And then lo and behold, it did. But Attack on Titan, it has that kind of a build up, and then when they do the reveal, you're like, whoa! It all kind of it's all tied together. That shit all makes sense. It's not just, oh yeah, you're all part alien. It's close, but it makes sense. It's
Yeah.
much better. Mark will agree with me on that. It's much better. So I
Yeah.
think if you start watching now, my opinion is, as the way they've done mid-season, you pick it up now, you will enjoy it. You will not be disappointed. Mark, what do you think?
I said the same thing, but I would recommend if you haven't started season 2 yet, just wait for it to be done and just binge it
Yes. Yeah.
because this is just coming from someone who knows what's gonna come up. But like, I personally just want to binge what's coming up. I don't want to like sit there week by week.
Yeah.
So as a manga reader, how does it feel knowing that this show is only going to get a 12 episode season?
It hurts me.
I'm okay with
So,
it.
Do you
yeah,
feel that it's
definitely.
going to stop at the right place, or
Yes. That also hurts me.
It'll stop at the right place, but I'm okay with it only getting 12 because the next 12 will probably not be as enjoyable to people who have only watched the anime.
I was gonna say I feel like they did this because I looked at it actually the other day. If you look at the pacing of it, if they made this a 25, at the end of the 25, like the second half of it would have just been shit. So by
Yeah,
breaking this into
that's exactly
12,
one.
if they do the next batch of these as a full 25, I think it'll be good. Because like the last like 10 episodes, even the last 5 are going to be like, "Oh my god, this is it. The past 20 episodes were just build up. It was just getting me pumped up and then bam.
So you think it
You
was a
see you
great?
see everything."
So you think it's a great executive decision to do something like that?
Yes, in my
Um,
opinion, yes, it's good because of what Nick just said.
Yes.
That arc that comes after what will be covered in this season, uh, is more build up than it is what had happened, like how this season was executed,
It's nothing. It's gonna be nothing but like exposition and reveals. Back.
yeah.
which all
So
builds up to the overall end
Yes.
story.
Yeah,
So
which is again,
you're just down
amazing
with the
execution.
idea of being able to binge a series, not series, but this season specifically. But if this was like a season where you didn't know what was going on, and let's say you did know what was going on, but you knew it was much better paced in this time frame, then you'd rather it be like a 24, right? It's just this specific scenario because
Yes.
they're starting off in a really ramped up part of the story. Okay,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Because like I said, if they continue in a 25 episodes, let's see. I think this should be ending at like episode 37.
Yeah.
So basically, if they were to continue, episodes 38 through 50
50?
would be like pretty bad. People would be like, "Wow, the second season of that fell through. Now we gotta wait another 3 years for more." If they wait like 3 years and then crank out the next 25, like episodes 38 through 62 or whatever, 63, I think those will be good. I think the pacing of that was good. And again, when I say it hurts me, it's because I just want them all to crank out like just sequentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I will say that Nick said it would be bad. I wouldn't necessarily say bad, just a different pace than what has already been cranked out.
Yeah. So, the funny thing about this
Yeah.
season specifically is that we're getting a lot of season twos, and we're getting not just this season but this year. And this season, yeah, we're getting a lot of season twos, but they're bulky season twos, while this one's a very small one. Like My Hero has 20 plus. Um, Rage of Bahamut is 20 plus. There's another show I can't really think of right now. Oh, well, Sakura Quest isn't a sequel. But there's a few shows that are getting a lot of episodes, and it's kind of crazy to me to think that that's going to be a possibility. The fact that I'm getting a season 2 for a show I really like, that's one thing, but to find out that that show is going to get a lot more of it, and I feel like it's not a stale part of the story in general, I feel like it's all going to be pretty well paced, then I'm happy. So, I kind of wanted to transition to My Hero if you guys are done. If not, then
I was actually going to transition out from that,
Alright.
because I had a perfect one from where you
Alright,
left
are you
off.
guys watching?
Yes.
Alright, you
I'm
guys
not.
probably
I
won't
saw
see
the
it on
season.
time because it's probably delayed, but... Oh, I fucked up. That hurt to fail, but it's fine.
I just saw it. There you go.
Well, yeah, so My Hero. Great show, right? It would be even greater if I didn't fuck up that transition, but it's all good, dude. It's all good. Because just like Deku, I don't let anything stop me. I move forward so I could be the best. Even if I had to
Plus
eat
Ultra.
even if I had to eat a little bit of hair, it's fine. You know? Do what you gotta do in order to be All Might. One for all. I ended up hearing about a spoiler, and it kind of bothered me, but it was only because it was the quirk of one of the villains, and it was a quirk that I should have seen coming, but I was really surprised that that's the name of the quirk.
Is it the jeans?
No, I'm gonna say it. If you don't like spoilers, then just like close your ears and get the fuck out. For 2 seconds, please. It's All for One. Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right, no more spoilers. Come back. Yeah. So about 30, 50 minutes. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, My Hero is actually a very fun series that I think anyone can get into. I don't really see anyone looking at it and say, God, I can't deal with this show. It really fixes a lot of mistakes that Naruto
The
made.
Hobbitses?
So Naruto had this thing where, and I was actually watching something that Mother's Basement said about it, which I thought was really cool. He was talking about how they're very opposite because in Naruto it's all about being the best, right? Not being the best, but making sure that the only way to be the best is making sure you're working with your friends. Like, it's all about friendship, camaraderie. That's all you give a shit about. He needs to save his friend Sasuke because Sasuke is down the wrong path and he wants to beat the shit out of it so he can bring back his friend, right? But in My Hero, everyone's fighting for the spotlight.
Yes.
Everyone is fighting to be number one. And there's so many characters that take it every episode. You can't walk away from one episode from that show and say, that's the best character of the show. Because at the end of the day, you're probably going to be, you're going to change that opinion next week. You're going to change their opinion next week. Like, there's 3 characters that should be main character. That's saying a lot.
You only 3? Really?
3. Yes, 3 main, boy characters. Like, the main boy.
Okay.
And you know what I'm talking about, too. Because we had this discussion. So, I would love to see more of this series. The fact that I'm getting 20-plus episodes could not make me any happier. And it's made by one of my favorite fucking studios, Bones. So, I'm pretty hyped. And the next episode, if you are caught up, is who's fighting? It's Uraka.
Uraka and Kachan.
Yeah, Uraka and Kachan, which I read that fight.
Good.
It's actually a really good fight. Like it's not like such a pushover fight that you think it's gonna be. It's actually really good. But when I was watching it I was watching the last episode with my friend Danny, and he was like, that's gonna be the whole episode. I'm like, dude, it's worth it. It's so worth it. Like, I remember reading it, and it was like, yeah, this is gonna be a full episode. Especially after watching the last episode where they split up 3 fights, I think, in that one episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fine, because it was definitely...
to be fair, 2 of the fights were like, oh, you got instant killed. Oh, you guys just punched each other identically until you were done.
Yes. And that's the thing, like, if you're gonna put 2 characters like that, 2 super ridiculously built characters that they can't, like, really be beaten by anything, put them against each other and see who wins. Oh, wait, they draw.
Oh, alright. It'll be something simple like an arm wrestling contest. I'm like, are you pieces of shit kidding me?
Yeah, but
gonna draw again.
Who wins that? Exactly.
All I know is it's just gonna be rock, paper, scissors in the end. That's gonna kill me. I'm gonna be like, God. Stupid.
I think with the series, it's going to get a lot more interesting once the festival is over, and it's going to get really interesting if they actually introduce a main villain, because I know that there is one. I just don't know much about it. That's where I stopped because I didn't want to spoil myself anymore. I just want to see a little bit of the festival, but I also have no idea who wins. As much as I would be so sad if, Deku was anything. Because, I almost, felt it in my heart when Deku was, trying to fight, not just for himself, but for everyone else. And then felt that he fell short. Then to find out that his buddy got him. He got the next bandana with another fucking 600 points, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, it was enough points to get them up there.
And then Deku, tears so massive and immense and just crazy that launch him deeper into the ground.
That was great.
It's great. So yeah, definitely one of the best shows of the season, and I don't know why Mark isn't watching.
Because I didn't watch the first season.
You
Fuck
know
you.
why? Because
Watch
he's
the
not
first
he's not a
season.
fan of teamwork and friendship. You know what I think he's a
Nope,
fan
fuck
of?
you guys.
Oh, he
He's
just
a
called you
fan
out.
of
Oh
shit like
man,
Berserk, where he knows all of your friends are just gonna get brutally raped and murdered.
is he segueing?
I
Yes,
think he's saying
like that.
I don't have one for Berserk.
If that had changed, if it had changed, I'd have been like, all right, Kenny, you're flying to Japan, man. I got you covered. That bullshit right there. You deserve that trip to
That would have
Japan,
been
man.
impressive, but
That would
unfortunately
have
I
been
did not.
amazing.
Oh man, that's great. All right, go ahead. Talk about,
Yeah.
Berserk.
So
Motherfucker.
Berserk, the animation has gotten immensely better. There's less CG bullshit. They animate a bit better. They do still do the very what was it? Bethesda Oblivion slash Fallout 3 thing where occasionally the characters just kind of stare at you ramrod stiff. And then the animation is very mechanical, like you're looking at a marionette puppet. There's even one scene where when you're zoomed out, they're walking like this, like the upper half of their body does not move, and they just move. And then when they zoom in, you see them like walking like normal, where you sway. So the animation, it's getting better. I still admit to a lot of people, it is not the best. The CG, it kills me too, but the action is still great because you still see people just getting chunked like a pig in a blender. Basically, this is probably the best way to describe it. And the action, the plot is still true to the story. And as far as 20 episodes or whatever, I don't give a shit because the next episode is the Berserker armor, and I've just been waiting for that. It's going to
Wait,
be drawn out,
is that
but
another show with 20 plus episodes?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up because I didn't want to be disappointed.
I think it is. I think it is.
I hope so. I literally didn't look it up. I'm like, I genuinely didn't want to look up anything about it because I'm like, if I look it up, I'm going to scale out where they'll get the Berserker armor, and that's where they'll end it. But now I think they're going to give a couple episodes with it, and I'm so ecstatic for it because that is such both a plot twist and a badass twist. Because again, my whole reason for reading it was, reading like 300 chapters out of 350, I think we're at. All I know is I'm like 50 short. But the only reason why I gunned through that was someone had mentioned arbitrarily in a comment, man, I can't wait to see him get the Berserker armor. And I was just like, that's a thing? And I just read a shit ton of it. And it's
I just
great.
looked it up.
The
They haven't
the
said
action's good.
how many episodes there are.
They haven't? All right, good.
Oh, fun.
There's a question mark on my anime list.
So, I think that series. I remember talking to someone recently, and they were talking about how like they were hyped about the show coming back, and I was like, oh, why are you hyped? And it's like, oh, because they're not gonna use that CG bullshit, this, and that, and I was just like, in my head, it was all in my head, and I was just like, okay, well, let me know what you think when you first watch the first episode, and I haven't talked to that person since. I think they're mad at me, so.
I thought this was gonna go someplace darker. Like, yeah, he killed
No.
himself.
Yeah, I thought that was
Oh
extremely
god, there's
funny.
CG.
Yeah, it's hard. So with a show with CG, I'm immediately put on alert. Like, I'm not gonna completely say fuck that show, but I'll tell you right now, I'm like not about it. Like, one of my friends was trying to get me into watching Ajin, and I'm like,
I tried to watch that. I just can't.
it's so weird looking, and like they should try to show me this like really good scene, and I was just like, cool. Like, maybe I'll read it, but I won't watch it. That
Yeah.
animation just hurts really bad.
Like I said, I admit that, and if it weren't for the fact that the music and sound, it's honestly so perfect to me because you think to yourself, imagine someone swinging or a sword the size of a tree through people and horses. Like, what does that sound like? They got that perfectly. If they said, yeah, actually, we took people, we strapped armor on them, and we just had this fucking bodybuilder cut through them with a sword, I'd be like, yeah, no, I believe it. because that's exactly what that shit sounds like. They get the audio down really well,
That's
and it's
good to
just
hear.
like, as he just slice through stuff. It's like someone filled a blender with pig, dumped it into a giant church bell, and then cut through the bell, and that's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then the music's also really good too.
I can't really, because there is CG in it. I have never given it a shot, but every convention I've worked, that is like one of the things that comes up the most whenever I'm working like for Crunchyroll or something. So every single time, it's either Berserk or like Naruto or One Piece probably. So it's like those three, and I just never thought the fan base for Berserk was so massive, but yeah, it's fucking huge. So
Yeah.
so
It's the same thing as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is the weirdest shit to me because it's one of those things that when you become a fan of it, you realize rewatching things, people have been fans of these shows for a while. Like there's references to it all over the place. It's crazy.
yeah.
Like video games from like 15 years ago, other anime shows, they drew blatant references from these shows, and it's really kind of cool because it's like a surprise. It's like, oh, I'm now in on that joke. I now get that. Like No Game No Life, they parodied the hell out of JoJo's. Like every time they seemed like they acted like badasses, they just shifted to JoJo mode, and I didn't know that until like maybe 2 years
You
after
say
it come out, and I
badasses. What
watched
do
it.
you mean, like doing like specific poses or something?
Yeah, like
Uh,
they'll strike the like badass pose.
I've
They change
never.
the animation
I need to
style.
rewatch it then, since I've gotten a lot of JoJo in me now.
Yeah, you got to rewatch it because you'll notice anytime they're not acting like a bunch of nerds, like anytime they're acting like badasses, they'll strike a pose and they have like the menacing the text
Wait,
for menacing
so
in the background.
is JoJo like the whole cool guy poses and shit? Like, is that strictly JoJo? Like, is JoJo the first anime to
Yeah,
do that?
yeah, that was where they got that from.
Hmm.
I haven't seen
Today I
anything
learned.
use that before.
Same.
Yeah, because you got to remember that animation style. That's what he used. It was 88 when
Yeah.
he made it the first one. And again, that's it. You got to admit, it's also a very distinct animation style.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of anyone who's copied it and not done it as an homage to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Every time it's a joke where they'll reference that, or even like I follow a 40K thread, and it's hilarious because they've got posts for like a decade back almost, where they just make references to Dio Brando, either Zaworodo or fucking like when you're just angry as shit.
Yeah.
It's
So
friggin' hilarious.
you need to watch JoJo. If you're gonna take anything from this podcast, at least give it a shot. Cause I have a friend who yelled at me for days and still yelling at me about JoJo. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. I finally watch it. I stop at a certain point. And it's like, yo, dude, you haven't got to season 4 yet. What the hell's wrong with you? Chill. Alright, I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, if you haven't watched JoJo, it's an experience that everyone should really do in order to really solidify your otaku or like your weeb
Yes.
status. You know what I mean? That's your on your resume. You know, like I watched JoJo. Boom.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you can tell the posers because it's like, oh yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, Sailor Moon, that sort of thing. I'm not saying that that's restricted.
No, you won't
to
call
posers.
them posers. You'd call them inactive users. Like they're very behind, but they know what things are. You know what I mean? It's like somebody that you used to play a certain game or whatever. Like, oh yeah, you know, I used to play this game all the time, but now, you know, this is that. I was there back when they still had new tubes for these guns, blah, 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 stupid shit like that. So we should probably get back on the current train. And I know me and Mark have been watching this series, so I thought it would be a good time to talk about it. So let's do it. Sweet. Smooth transition.
Switch.
Oh yeah, probably should have
After,
done that.
after I think of that, I think of the Switch.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So we're gonna talk about Recreators, a series that
Hey, big girl.
we want Nick to watch, but he's too busy playing on his Switch.
Or with himself.
Yes.
Both. One leads to the other.
Why not both?
So yeah,
So regale me.
I truly believe that you are missing out. Recreators, if you don't know what it is a great show on Amazon Anime Strike. If you can afford to get through the paywall, you know, it is a great series to watch. It is about a character who I do not remember his name, nor do I care because he's not that interesting. And
But he's important to the story. But he's just not that interesting.
he's just not that interesting. Like he's cool, I guess, but you know when you have that really bland, I'm not bland. He's just simple, extremely simple. And
I feel like those types of characters are so that the viewer can insert themselves into them.
yes, exactly. And then and this story is
The Master
specifically
Chief's
about
thing, yeah.
immersion of you, the viewer, because let's just say there was a creator of this great series, such as like. I hate to use this. I hate to use this as an example. Bleach, right? You got Bleach, and then you have Kubo, who created Bleach. What if he's like just chilling, and then out of nowhere, fucking Ichigo just comes through his screen and tries to kill him, only because of all the trouble he's causing in his world because he wants to create an interesting story. That's Recreators. Like it's about creators who made these great things, whether it's an anime, light novel, manga, video game, you know, any real, anything really popular in Japan, I guess. And they come out due to this strange character who, at this point, you don't know anything about her. We know, but
they're starting to hint stuff.
Yes.
But there's no.
Even though it's extremely obvious in the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
But just push past it, because to be honest, who cares? Just keep going, because the main character doesn't even matter. You just go for the rest of the characters in the series. So, yeah, there's a bunch of interesting characters. I'm not too much of a fan of the character designs. I'm not sure about you, Mark, but like, I'm not sure.
The right side of me is, or is it left side?
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's two big reasons to like her.
You don't like her?
There's two big reasons to like her.
Oh, you like her character design? Oh, I get it. Boobs.
Plot.
Oh,
It's clearly.
so I completely.
No, but really, she's an interesting character, to be honest.
They don't
Aside
use.
from the,
They don't use fan service half as much as I thought they would.
Yeah, I thought they would more with this character, especially because of her outfit. But
They don't at all.
Yeah.
They're very to the story, straight to it. They're more about character relations than, actually
pandering to fans.
Yeah, and that's what I like. I like the fact that they're more into each other characters versus like character development of themselves. You notice that too? Like you don't really see any character development of each other, except the one character that's voiced by the girl that voices Rem.
Oh.
Yes.
Exposition girl?
Yeah.
Exposition girl.
Yeah. So
is this the thing you're talking about where like the chick's deadpan as shit, but it's not good deadpan? And the guy was autistic? Was that the show?
What are you
No,
watching?
no. That's Sagrada Reset.
Oh, sorry.
Which I'm like too far behind on.
Okay.
Yeah, so Recreators, what makes it interesting to me is the idea that what if this was real?
Yeah.
Like I brought this up in the last podcast, but everyone was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, this is such a good topic, but I couldn't talk about it because no one's watching it. So, yeah, if you really look at it, imagine if we had like a Kirito or like an Asuna coming into IRL, or you got...
Well, let's use Western style shows. Like imagine like people from Game of Thrones coming into our world.
Oh, George R. R. Martin would be fucked. Like that.
You
fat
killed
piece
so many
shit
of our
would be-
people. You killed so many of our people.
Imagine Rick Grimes coming into the real world.
Yeah.
Yo, that's like
Wait. Are we talking comic book or TV
Well, it
show?
has. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can do that actually.
TV show. I think he just shoot.
I think that's what makes it
what's his
really
name?
interesting. The fact that it's not just one thing; it's multiple outlets, and they're all very different. Like no character is very similar, and then the characters with the villainous undertone are really interesting too. There's this one girl that looks like she's like Orochimaru with like ridiculous teeth, and I'm like, I don't know what she's doing in it. You know, she literally looks like Orochimaru with a skirt, and I'm just like, what's going on here? But yeah, it was like no way that she wasn't gonna be evil. But yeah,
I
she's
really like that episode too because like you can tell like from that there are specific sides to this whole thing that are like being built up,
yeah,
and then she's just like a wrench in the fan.
yeah.
Like she's just chaos there.
Oh, I remember. You guys also mentioned this is a lot of characters where like good people and bad people traditionally are actually on different sides of the spectrum. So
In
some
this
good
one,
people team up
yes.
with bad people
Yeah.
and some bad people. Yeah, so it's like how
Like
Joan of
the
Arc is
magical
fighting a
girl.
fucking Rasputin and shit.
So
Like the magical girl who's technically known as like a good character
yeah,
is on the villain side.
yeah. Well, we left off in the series actually. It's a little spoilerish, but not too much. It's enough for you to still watch the show and not really give a shit because you kind of expect it to happen anyways. But the magical girl, as Mark mentioned, is on the bad side apparently, and she's wrestling with the idea of being bad because she obviously has no will to be bad. She thinks that everyone should be, happy and such. So she is put between both sides because she does not know what to do. So she feels the only way to stop them is to defend the good side, essentially. So she's like pretty much in the middle of it. And we still have like two other characters that are in the middle, even though one's probably leaning towards the good side. You know what I'm talking about, right, Mark? The guy that helped him out in the beginning with the wooden sword.
Yeah.
Yes. He's probably
He's on his own side.
Yeah, he's about who hasn't wronged him. If anyone wrongs him, you're out. You're donezo.
Him and the occult girl, they're basically like chaos within here. Like they're not like one side or the other. They're just there, and they don't want people to trouble them.
I can't wait till they become plot twists. I'm just
Yeah.
not sure how they'll be used, but I can't wait for it to happen.
Makes me think of I know Mark has played D&D with me. I don't know if Kenny's ever played.
Do Not Disturb is a great game.
Yes. There's a spectrum of alignments where it's like on one axis is good and evil. Typically, the x-axis is actually lawful and chaos, whereas y-axis is good and evil. So it kind of gives you that extra dimension where you realize just because I'm like the Joker where I want to see the world burn, necessarily evil. And also on the same note, just because I'm noble, bright as hell, and I'm going for saving people, doesn't mean I don't like to blow things up.
You can put all these characters into their
Yeah.
Those little
Re-
squares,
re-
yeah.
each of those.
Usually-
They fit
Usually
per-
that's a very good. Usually that's a very good character variation when you have someone who can fit in every corner of the spectrum, ranging from like lawful evil, which are typically like dictators and stuff, Hitler, the devil, the chaotic good, which is like what's it called, SpongeBob,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like
Yeah.
zero like regard for order and sensibility, all inherently a pure-hearted individual. So the fact that you guys have you've described a very good range of characters already, and that already kind of sells me up.
There's
Because if the characters
I
are good on
think you
that,
can fit one character in every one of those squares. Even the like true neutral, there's one character that's like
Yeah.
basically that.
there's a character who deals with a mech, and it's great because
He's the true neutral.
yeah, he's super neutral. He doesn't want to be a part of this at all. He just wants to live his life because he hasn't been able to because he's been fighting forever, and that's great.
So,
And
so he just literally gives no shits about
no
anything.
shits. But now he actually has a side now. but it's only
I want to
because
watch this.
I think. All right, so there's another thing about the series I like is the fact that I feel that they've thought it through completely. There's not a lot of shows that really think it through completely in a situation like this, where like it's real world. Where are the cops? Where are the like the government? Like what's going on here? They never appear right in those like kind of stories, but in this
Yeah.
one, like there's definitely some type of government that like finds them and they have to deal with that, whether it's good or bad. I can't tell you that, but you're gonna have to look into that and watch it because it's actually a pretty interesting show, and it's on anime strike.
I think it's one of the shows this season that's getting 25 episodes.
Oh, is it?
Is it? Oh yeah, it is. It
I
is.
think
Yeah,
so.
which I'm surprised because they don't have to. It's totally a choice. That series can be a short one. I don't think there's much tying them to a long series, but I think they really have a story they wanna like
Yeah.
lay out. So I'm actually really happy about that. But it's just like they show you a really big secret in the beginning of the series. Like, what are we, episode 5 or something? So it's like, how is that going to play out through the rest of the series if it's that long? Something like that being revealed this early is usually something that's like in episode 8 or like 16 or something like that. It's way down the road, you know what I mean? So we'll have to see how it plays out, but I'm definitely interested. And I'm happy we got Nick on the train.
You've got me. I'm like, all right. Because before when you guys mentioned, I was like, that's. But we'll see.
Yeah, you love Tyrant, motherfucker. So, Love Tyrant, you guys need to watch that.
Yes, absolutely.
Why aren't you watching it? If
Because
not,
I'm watching
if you're not
Konosuba.
watching it, have you watched Konosuba? You like that satire anime?
Because
Watch-
God help me, it is.
Watch
Pure
Love Tyrant,
satire.
dude. Because Love Tyrant, the best way to tell anyone about Love Tyrant is you just say it's the show that's making fun of Death Note. Because that's literally what everyone knows it as. The main character is in this unfortunate circumstance where he somehow got locked up in a situation where he's in like a 3-way with him, it's an angel, and the girl
Who
that
cosplays as a Death Knight or whatever.
all right, so
Shinigami.
so-
Shinigami.
Shinigami.
so yeah, it's
Close,
a main
close one. That
character,
Grim Reaper.
an angel that cosplays as Shinigami, and it also does like a magical girl transformation from time to time, which actually
she's an
leads
angel.
to not actually being what she was transforming into, which is hilarious. And then there is the girl that he's always loved and like liked and admired. He always wanted to like approach her. Finds out that she loved him all along, but
It's batshit crazy.
batshit
Yeah,
crazy,
crazy McYandere fan.
willing to kill him, her, anyone. You touch him, kill both of you. She don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because only she can hurt him.
Yeah. No, that's a literal line. It's
Yeah.
only I'm allowed to hurt Seiji-kun.
Yeah.
Preceded by Jamie Kukri.
And they're all together due to a kiss note.
Oh. You
Kiss
you
note.
forgot the sister too.
No, the sister leads up later.
Yes.
I didn't want
Season
to
two.
spoil it.
Episode two.
I didn't want to spoil it.
We're on what's it called? Mid-season status.
It gets really interesting. Keep watching. It's actually a pretty interesting show. I think everyone should like give it a shot. If you're into, series like Konosuba and
Yeah.
try to think of another one. Prison School.
If you're into series that aren't serious. Oh wait, no, okay. Prison School is a completely different.
Isn't it
than
satire? No,
It is satire, but it's a completely different brand of satire.
it's still
It
satire.
goes like you're far left field. Prison School, I recommend if you do not literally mind gratuitous, just absolutely unnecessary etching.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've known genuine, absolute degenerates, people who would make priests and nuns just vomit their guts out if they heard half the things on their mind. Literally tap out and say, "I cannot watch this show. It is too much." That show is a lot. I would recommend Konosuba or Love Tyrant to any like someone who's watched a couple shows.
Oh yeah, Assassination Classroom. That's another
Yeah, I was actually about
satire.
to mention that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another good satire one. Because again, that's one of the closest things to slice of life I take. Because if you take out the fact that he's an alien, he's super fast monster, and that the kids are trying to kill him, that's slice of life. He helps them through their life bullshit. He helps kids come to terms with their dreams, their goals, their desires, their life problems. I definitely do feel that it is like a satire. Definitely falls into that category. I don't know if you guys watched all of it. Did you watch all of them or no?
All of what?
Assassination Classroom.
I had a firm distaste for the series
Really?
before it even came out the gate because there was it's kind of petty, but there was it was a part of the Shonen Jump like round where like they start taking in all the votes and seeing how people feel about it, and it got really got a lot of attention because there wasn't much competition, to be honest, and there was this one series called Takamagahara that I really liked, and I was like, oh, this would be so cool if it gets to the next big step of this next shonen big three, because we were losing Naruto at the time. Like everyone knew Naruto was slowly ending. Bleach was definitely out the door, and then Assassination Classroom was climbing. I think it was like at 6 or 5 or something like that. No, that's way too high. It had to be like 7. But yeah, it was getting up there, and I was just very concerned, very 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 concerned, with the idea that I was gonna lose this series, and then I lost the series, and I said fuck that series, I'm not supporting it. So that's why I haven't watched Assassination Classroom, and I probably will never watch it because there was actually other series that were coming out around the same time it was released. Wasn't Tokyo Ghoul released around the same time?
No, no. Tokyo Ghoul I think came out beforehand.
Because I know Assassination Classroom had a long run, but I mean like when the first season came out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I want to double check. Um,
Okay. So, yeah, it's just something I had on my mind, and I think one day I'll get over it, but, like, I'm happy Assassination Classroom's over. Fuck Assassination Classroom. Fuck them, alright? Just fuck them. And
it
now,
got really deep actually. In the end, it
yeah.
got really feelsy. Again, I'm watching this and I'm. This is the point. People usually care or cry or give a shit, but I mean,
So, question for you. Are you watching Boruto?
me?
Yeah.
No, no, I've never been a Naruto fan
Same.
Same.
at all. Well, no, I know you were a fan of it, weren't you?
I fucking
Not Boruto.
hate
not
Boruto, dude. Hate it so much. Just absolutely can't stand Boruto. Boruto is so annoying. Like, look at his stupid face. Look at that guy. No, but seriously, I actually, like, the only thing that's keeping me away from that series, and it's like, I was watching it initially, I liked the idea of it, it was cool at first, but, man, watching Boruto, like, rag on Naruto all the time makes me want to shoot him. Like, you don't know this man's struggle? This man works so hard. He's always wanted to be Hokage. It took him a whole series to be Hokage.
Didn't take him too.
He went through Naruto and Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah.
Shippuden,
okay.
dog, you ain't gonna have no Shippuden.
I don't.
You're gonna be Boruto forever, you little bitch. So that's how I feel.
I can't get behind shit. I can't say anything.
I really have no words for this because
Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
It's
Naruto
not a bad
since
series,
season
but
10, so.
when you have a series like My Hero Academia out there, Boruto can go away. Boruto can go way the fuck away. Because at the end of the day, even Naruto's mangaka is a huge fan of My Hero Academia. So, you, like, let's just get rid of it. My Hero for life.
You know, what's it called?
Boruto is Naruto light. It all makes sense.
You guys know how everyone's got that like uncle or like older relative who just gets really drunk and just starts getting really racist and
Are
awkward.
you calling me that?
Kenny does that, but he'll just rant on anime. You guys should see him after a couple shots and then just tear into Sword Art
I
Online.
don't
It's
even.
great. It's great.
All right, so we're not going to talk about Sword Art Online. I don't want to lose the little viewers we have at this point. So I'm just going to, just leave it at that. So there's another show that I did want to talk about. It's another series that we all should be watching. I'm pretty sure Mark's watching. Manga Sensei.
I'm a little behind on it.
Manga Sensei is something you should be
Don't hate
watching.
me.
Why should you
You're
be
a little
watching
behind.
it? Because you didn't know how much you liked seeing a brother sister fall in love until you watched this show.
All right, first off, then
Nah, I knew how much I like seeing that.
Good.
I watched already
Because I don't either.
Out loud.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Because I feel like Nick would be down for that or something. I don't know.
No. First off, they're not-
it doesn't
they're
help
only
because
about
I
blood.
do know your sister. That's so awkward. Okay. So what I actually meant is, it's something that was tried. Everyone's seen Ormo, and Ormo's just not for everyone, and it wasn't for me. And somehow this, the creator of the original series came out with an Manga Sensei, and I was extremely surprised with what we got. It's everything I could ever ask for, and also it's nice to get some light into the light novel industry.
Yes, I thought that was really.
Hey, get some of that in Recreators too.
Yeah, Recreators
It's
as
not
well.
as much.
Yeah, so like the fact that we got two series that actually hit on light novels from the other perspective, that's great. Like light novels were like super extinct to us. We had no idea what they were. Like we knew Sword Art was one, we knew No Game No Life was one, but we didn't know or have it available to us until years later. While Japan's been doing this shit for years. Interesting, eh? I think so.
Yes.
But
So-
yeah, Manga Sensei, there isn't one like you have to watch that show and really give it a shot, and then come back and tell me what your favorite character is, because you won't walk away without one. You could try, but once again, it's impossible. And as much as you may not be all right, I think my biggest issue with Manga Sensei, honestly, is they try so hard to put Sagiri's butt in your face. Like, she's a little girl, man. I don't need that shit in my face. You know what I'm talking about, Nick.
But you want elf? You'd rather have elves instead?
She's older.
By like
Not
a
by
year.
much.
Well, I'm saying
It's like
that
a
in
1 year
general,
difference.
that's how much fan service is focused
Still
on
under the
Sagiri.
pending.
Yeah, there is far too much fan service of that show.
On her, like, specifically.
Yes.
And I understand she's the main female role, but goddamn.
She's the main role.
Yes, she is the main role.
You don't see fucking gifs of what's his name?
Masamune?
Izumi is kind of or Masamune. Sorry, yeah, come first fucking name or whatever family name. But you don't see gifs of him wearing a mask, doing this, doing laundry and
Yes.
shit. Because that shit ain't cute. No one gives a fuck.
You need
No one cares.
go look up all the gifts, please. Go look up all the gifts. Come back to us, be like, "Oh shit, you guys were right.
is
This series I
adorable.
should have been watching. This is great."
Yes.
All right, so I just really wanted to put that out there because, to be honest, these series that we've been talking about, all this podcast, they're all great series that I thought were like the best of this season, right? Until we looked at some numbers, and Crunchyroll, Miles from Crunchyroll, decided to put together this chart, not chart, but like a map of what every state's favorite anime is, or like most popular one. And he even separated it as to the most popular for all series, or the most popular for series with no sequel to them. So yeah, and it was interesting to say the least. We got a bunch of Attack on Titan, which I'm not surprised about, but
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect to see so much Akashichi records.
Akashic Records.
Same. So that series is extremely. I didn't think it was even a series that people were talking about. For me to see that this is like one of the biggest series on Crunchyroll right now, that's weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know
It's
why is it popular, Nick? You would know this.
Yeah, honestly, up until this last episode, I've been all for it. I've been thinking, yeah, this is great. It's got everything from a come from behind, entertaining, powerful but not overpowered main character, a good supporting cast that's realistically, if this was in America, would have gotten the main character arrested like episode one. Um, it's got a hilarious deadpan character, really interesting fighting styles, differences in magic, a good amount of magic lore. They thought it out. They built a good universe for it. They built a good system. It's not just, oh, I can do magic. It's, oh, there's a science behind the magic, and the explanation and understanding that the main character has of it is really, really fascinating. Like I said, I've really enjoyed it until this last episode where they kind of did this weird sudden drop. And again, I don't know if it's partially because normally I'm all for, bless you, Mark. I'm all for
Thank you.
deadpan female characters like Kana from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid,
Yeah.
or God, what was that girl's name from that stupid wishing show? Heneko.
No.
The girl from Heneko. I can't remember. It kills me, but I love like that whole deadpan like little girl thing. It's hilarious to me. It's just the funniest shit because it's like, oh, there's a person who was witty and angsty and yet shows absolutely no emotion. Huh. I wonder why I can relate with that. Anyway, just
Yeah. I want
it's
to ask you
beautiful.
this. So, as you mentioned before, the main character has a lot of insight into how everything works, right? But is it the fact that he, one, knows everything, or two, the fact that of how they explain it in general in the series? So, like, is it the fact that you actually feel that it was actually well written, or do you feel that just the way it's displayed?
I
Uh,
think both.
Both. Okay.
I think both because here's the thing. They explicitly say for all of the first your head. This guy's not an amazing mage. He ranked like C class. He's like, why is this guy teaching us? Why is he teaching at the school? Why is he teaching these students? These students are all better than him. And they prove it. It's like, oh yeah, all the kids can cast magic, especially the one girl that is his existential circumstance to being arrested, who he nicknames the White Cat. But this girl like
That got real
outperforms him in a
fast.
duel. Yeah, like she just zaps him constantly with lightning bolts, and then you're like, wow, this guy's like retarded. Why? Second episode, he's like, yeah, well, I can't do that, but what I can do is this, and he shows that he can control the lightning bolts, range, length, direction it goes in, and everyone's just like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know you could even do that. And it's kind of a good take on the education system as it is now, where it's standardized. And I can't remember who made the line. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's going to live its entire life thinking it's stupid. And that's kind of what they show here. It's like, yes, by the traditional lines of thought, this guy is a terrible mage. However, he's one of the best mages in the world because he graduated like 5 years before everyone, or like before normal. So he's only like 2 years older than these people, but he like finished everything a decade ago. I think he's like 20 or 21 in the show, and he's finished the schooling at like 10, and he just joined into the military, and he's just been amazing because he's such an adept mind. He can understand every other aspect, but that's because he can swim like a fish. He cannot climb a tree like a monkey. So the fact that they reveal to us in such an interesting manner, not only is he magically adept, but he's also physically adept by being able to fight someone using his ability, which stops magic. So if you take magic away from a mage, these people are like, oh yeah, I can kick your ass because I can blow your head off with a magic bolt. And wait a second, why doesn't that work? I've never had to fight without magic before. What the hell's going on? oh god, I just got punched in the face like 16 times, and then his magic punch was actually a kick to the throat.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's the execution is really well done. Clearly planned it out, and they reveal reasons why he's amazing. Because again, he's a great he's a great fighter. He's great at magic. He's a great teacher. He cares about his students. He cares about these kids, and it's really nice because again, he gives off the illusion that's like, oh yeah, he's just some perverted, lazy bastard, and then it's like, nope, J.K. He's actually a really cool guy.
Hey, well, that's all you need.
Yeah.
So
Again, the first episode's garbage, but if you give that a 2 test, you'll love it.
I'm pretty sure I remember you saying that to us too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly that was my take on it.
So if you were to take anything from this series, that's a series, but this episode of podcast, one, watch JoJo. Go watch JoJo, you motherfucker. Two, there is so much anime to watch this season. We barely scratching the surface. Like, we only gotten like half of them done. And we can go on for a while, even though we're not all watching them all. But it's just because we're in a great place with anime. As much as, you know, some other people won't believe that. But, like, 2016 was great. 2017 might be just as great or better. Well, only time can tell. So, just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching Bucky Otaku podcast with us. And we really appreciate, you know, any feedback or just, you know, you watching our videos. It's great to know that we have people out there that love us. Because we love you. So, yeah, check out our blog, BuckyOtakuGamers.com, and read all our posts and like and comment, interact with us because we love you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, dog.
Later.